Hey, hey, hey. Yeah. Hey, hey, hey. I'm coming right over. Right now. Hold on. Let me see. Okay. Welcome. Welcome to the party pit. Whoa. My headphones is still broke. I don't know what I'm going to do with these fucking things. They're broke, but I have them. Hanging by a moment here with you. Okay, so we are popping out chat is what we're doing. Pop out chat. Okay, and then we're going to do this. I think we might be watching this one. Yes. No, we were watching the next one. Isaac, right? Wait a minute. No. Wait. Wait. Suspicious. Suspicious. Okay. Trial full days in order. Okay. So then this is where we were. Where the fuck were we at yesterday? No. It's not right. This is not right. Beautiful playlist. Okay, so we left off with Johnny's sister. So then this is where we are. Video deposition of Brandon Patterson. Don't know who that is. So I guess this is where we are. Hi, everybody. I'm doing my best to locate where the physical guy is. All right. I'm here. I'm live. Okay. Am I? Am I here? Am I live? Can you hear me? So, a good and a bad thing happened. We got a new bed, and Dustin painted my room blue. My bedroom, he painted it blue. And he got a new bed. But the end of the bed is broken, so you can't even put it together because it won't fit together. I don't know. So somehow we're on a witness, a deposition of somebody. This is going to be a video deposition. So it's going to be a depo shit son. Okay. So how are you doing, my Ricky? How have you been doing? Okay. Well, I'm pressing play then. Where'd everybody go? Where's everybody at? Tell them I said hello. And I'm going to press play. Is it? Can you?
A kiss or whatever. I got my hands. I can't hug or whatever. So, and then
Can we not hear this? Okay. Why can't? Hold on. Okay. I know what it is. I know what happened. Haha. I'm a genius. I know what happened. Shit. I know what happened. That's all right, baby. Right. Yeah. I know what happened. Okay. I don't know what just happened. You guys, I swear, I'm dead. Oh, okay. Well, I guess good thing my sound wasn't working. Okay. I know what's happening. No, I don't. Yes, I do.
Overrule for this question. We'll see the follow-up. I'm sorry.
Okay. Oh. Oh my God. The computer is making that sound. I don't know. It did stuff, and now it's not doing stuff. See, we just missed a whole bunch of shit because I can't get it not to make that sound. This is not going so well for me today, guys. It's not my kind of day. It's not my day, my whole month, or even my year. No, we're live. I don't know. This is struggle streaming and ain't even my fucking fault. I guess. I mean, I could have checked it beforehand, but that would mean I would do things, but I don't do things. Oh shit! This is really what we were looking for. This is stupid. That was stupid. I'm sorry I went back for that. I'll never again. Hey, Feather. Welcome. You lovely lady, you. No, the sound is working. It's just not working right now, I guess, apparently. Oh, here we go. Live streaming, I don't recommend live streaming. This is the most nerve-wracking bullshit I've ever done in my life, and I've done a lot of nerve-wracking bullshit. And this is my least favorite of nerve-wracking bullshit things to do. Live stream. Least favorite. But it's the thing that I have to do because I have goals. Oh, I'm picking my pasta. I want angel hair pasta because I want it to slice when it slaps, it slices and then cuts on its way out. Yeah. I want to pay my penance with angel hair pasta. I think way too much about things that should just not be thought about. I don't know.
Mr. Rottenberg, do you have the redactions for me?
We have one of the two. The other one, we had to make one tweet to, and we're going to do that electronically during my cross-examination.
You know, I was telling my dad about that. The reason that I'm afraid to do my Bible live streams longer than 20 minutes is because I like the people, like, I like you guys on my little streaming channel. And it's like, I don't want more because I might not be able to remember everybody's name and I'll feel so bad.
Okay, all right, so which one do you have
You have
for
one,
me?
Exhibit 214. We
214?
provided.
All right.
Here's another copy.
So the redactions, reserving your other objections, the redactions are okay?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay, all right, so 214 will be in evidence then.
Thank you, Your Honor.
All right, thank you. All right, do you want the witness back on the witness stand before we get the jury here?
Yes, Your Honor.
Ms. Dombrowski? All right, let's put her on before we get the jury out. That would be helpful. You can have it. 210. Mr. Rottenberg, you're going to get me 214 after?
Yes,
Okay,
Your Honor. There
so-
was one.
No, there's 210. This is 214.
Yes, 210.
Okay, I just want to make sure.
But without presence of the jury. The judge will see it at the same time.
Okay,
I just don't have to wait for it.
all right. We're ready? Yes, sir.
Thinking is that thing you shouldn't do unless you're drunk. You'd pick panini? Why? But I guess with the panini, they do have a wide, flat surface. So getting hit with it, it would hit a bigger mass area, it would hurt less. I get it, it would hurt less. Yeah, panini might be a good one. Does pierogi noodle count? I want to pick pierogi noodle. Hey, it's okay, Muddy, because we haven't even started yet. I'm still trying to figure out what the fuck I'm doing. And why is Johnny's sister still on the stand? This is not supposed to be Johnny's sister. Oh, okay. Yeah, okay. We're just starting over with Isaac Baruch. Because I know what the fuck is happening.
ISAAC,
Okay. Now, we're having breakfast for dinner with cereal on top when it comes to this guy. So, let's have a good time.
EACH.
Mr. Baruch, where do you currently live?
I live in Los Angeles.
Do you know the plaintiff in this case, Johnny Depp?
Yes.
How do you know Mr. Depp?
I know him since teenagers. We met in Florida.
And could you tell the jury a little bit about your experience meeting Mr. Depp when you were teenagers in Florida?
Yeah, we were both playing in bands. We had mutual friends, and that we met in probably 1980. And
Guys,
we
we're
hit it
getting
off, got along
Martin.
with each other. And yeah,
How often did you see Mr. Depp when you were teenagers together in Florida?
a few times a month. I'd say it could be more, a little more or whatever, because we see each other at parties and clubs.
Hey, Feather, I'm walking here.
Nights the bands played, yeah, like that.
Yeah, we did watch that guy. We're on his cross-examination, aren't we? All right, hold on. Who's questioning him?
That would be a different story. But
We stopped right here before cross-examination.
blackmailed a man.
Ha 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 ha! We didn't hear that. I know we did not hear that.
A group of women show up.
Did you recognize who the women were?
Here we go. We're just gonna stop right here because this is the last thing I remember. I'm talking about chicks. We'll go right here. Because he talks about how she's not good at her makeup because she had somebody else doing it.
Three of them, yeah.
Who were they?
It was, something, I'm unsure if it was 4 or 5 women, but it's Amber, it's her sister Whitney, and it's Melanie Iglesias, who's a makeup artist for Johnny and Amber. And then there's 2 other women I didn't recognize, but not sure.
Did you interact with the women at all?
Well, after closing the door, Whitney, who calls me her spirit animal, came running down the hallway, going, "Isaac, spirit animal," and I'm going, "Hey, listen, I'm not feeling so hot. I'm not feeling so good," and I get duck under her arms, stop, and I love you, but stop. And I duck under her arms and I go past, and I'm passing the other ladies, Amber and her, who she's with, and I'm looking at them. They're laughing of this whole scene, and then that was it. And then I went past, and went down and got some hot tea.
Did you see Ms. Heard's face during that encounter?
It was a quick glance, but nothing just shot out to me to notice anything.
Did you see Ms. Heard again the day after that?
Well, I saw her again that day.
I'm sorry.
Oh, can you describe that, please?
Yeah, that on the way back from me being outside at the cafe, having a tea, I come walking back in, and now all her and the women that she was with are coming back out.
Are you talking about those nice fellas over there? They're in my way. Get out of the way. Get the body in the trunk.
And we're in the lobby. And
Get out of
and
here.
the doors of the lobby, it's all windows. There's great light shining through the entire lobby. And the women there's a table in the middle of the lobby, and her friends, or I don't know if they're friends or not. I know 3. One's a sister, and the other one's a friend. They're walking on one side of the table, and then she's on the other side of the table where I'm walking, and now we're walking past each other. And she's, of course, we're going to acknowledge each other and looking at each other. And now she's the sun shining right in her face. It's to my back because I'm walking in. And so that's like this and saying, all right, hey, all right, enjoy yourself, have a good time or whatever you're doing, and go by. And I went up. And that was it. That was the second time that I saw her. And that's on Tuesday.
And did you get a good look at her face during that second encounter?
Absolutely. The sun shining right on her face.
Did you notice anything unusual about her face?
Nothing. No cuts, no bruises, no swelling, no redness. No. It's Amber. It's Amber's face.
And then did you see Ms. Hurd again the day after that?
Yes, I did.
And that's Wednesday, May 25th?
That's right.
Where did you see her?
The guy.
At that point, it was like, okay, I got a shop for something to.
Oh, Ricky, I did get some gas money. I should be coming to see you guys in the next couple weeks.
Otherwise, I'm not going to get rid of this check. I'm going to go to the store, and on the way back, in between the garage and the building, there's this room with like vestibule, you know, that's you have to walk through. And I'm coming in to go into the building, and Amber and Whitney, her sister, are coming out of the building to go into the garage. And we met there.
How long did you speak with them, if at all?
Yeah, we spoke. So we're facing each other. I'm with them, Amber and Whitney across from me. We're 2.5 feet, 2 feet away from each other talking. Of course, and so we stop, of course, to say, hey, what's up? What are you doing? Where you going? Where you going? Where you coming from? I have bags of food in my hand of stuff that I went and I bought.
Dude.
And so I said,
I am dead ready to try some poison pecker. I want Dustin to try some poison pecker. See what I'm saying? Like, you have that name and you're like, man, I can't wait for this person to try some poison pecker. Doesn't that sound like it's going to be naughty and nasty? Doesn't it? It's like, check out my poison pecker. It's some like purpley leafy ass bud. Man, I named it. It's called poison pecker.
say, hey, I'm coming from shopping. I finally bought myself some stuff to get rid of this chest cold thing. And they go, and they're going to the CVS. And they look at me and so it's yapping, everyone's smiling and stuff. And she says, you sure we can't get you anything? How about we get you some aspirin or some, some cold stuff? I said, no, I think I got everything. And they said, you sure? And I said, yeah, of course, I got it. Don't sweat it. And,
I'm going to bring a strawberry Philly. I'm going to bring a strawberry Philly just so I can roll a blunt out of poison pecker. And then save it and smoke it randomly. Because I bet it's going to be the best shit ever. Just because it's named poison pecker. It's just going to taste amazing.
A kiss or whatever. I got my hands. I can't hug or whatever. So, and then I said to see you, and I went up, and they went through the garage. That was it that day.
Did you have a good look at her face during that conversation?
Yes, this room. Yes, yeah, this room. It's completely lit. That it's a spot, and there's a camera taking cameras always on, the security camera, and always, and so it's got good lighting and stuff. Because this is a spot where if you use your fob key to go into the building, well, the door takes a long time to, it's one of those things with the pressure thing that the door just doesn't close shut. It takes a while for it to close. Someone could be in the garage who's not supposed to be in the garage, run and hold the door. And then they get into the apartment building, and then who knows? Maybe somebody gets ripped off. But so it's well lit for security reasons, and that there's a camera there. It's taking pictures, doing what the camera does.
Was Ms. Hurd wearing makeup during that discussion?
Neither of them looked like they were wearing makeup at all. Whitney had this hat on that it was a fun hat or whatever, and that. No makeup. I don't even know Whitney to be a makeup person, and that Amber, no, she looked like she was just natural Amber. It's all just as always, no makeup.
Did you notice any marks on Ms. Hurd's face?
No.
Did you notice any swelling?
No swelling. No, there's no nothing. There's no swelling, no bruising, no redness, no cuts, no. I don't even nothing.
turning back to May 21st for a second, when you first heard that Ms. Heard told you Mr. Depp had hit her, do you recall that?
Say that again?
When Ms. Heard told you that Mr. Depp had hit her on May 22nd,
Yeah, my birthday.
how did you feel hearing her say that?
All right. What's the relevance to how he felt?
I mean, is there a present sense impression of how he perceived that in that moment?
I'll sustain.
Mr. Brute, did you see Ms. Heard at all the rest of that week of May 23rd?
No.
Did you learn at some point in time that Ms. Heard had filed for divorce from Mr. Depp?
Say that again?
Did you learn at some point in time that Ms. Heard had filed for divorce from Mr. Depp?
Yeah.
How did you learn that?
I learned it from the internet. After the weekend, around at probably Monday, either Sunday or Monday, I'm on the internet and I end up seeing a picture of, it was the Friday of that week, the past week, and there's a picture of Amber wearing a black morning dress and with this brown mark on her cheek, and that she's been to a divorce. She went to go file for divorce. That's how I found out.
Were you surprised when you saw that?
Surprise is not the word. It's like, what the hell is this? What's going on?
At any point when you had seen her during that prior week, had she told you that she intended to file for divorce?
Objection. Lady?
I'll allow it. Go ahead. You can answer the question, sir.
What's the question again?
At any point when you had seen her during that week, had Ms. Heard told you that she intended to file for divorce?
No. She never once. Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday or Friday, not even see it. No, there's no. I'm clueless. She did not say anything about divorce.
So what did you think when you saw those pictures and read the articles and learned that she was filing for divorce?
Okay. All right.
I'm sorry, objection relevance to what he thought.
I mean, it builds on all of the testimony he's given previously, Your Honor.
I'll sustain the objection.
When did you see Ms. Heard next after that?
She knocks on my door June 3rd, a Friday night, June 3rd. She knocks on my door around 11 o'clock is the next time that I see her.
And what happened when she knocked on your door on June 3rd?
I opened up the door, and naturally, something I'll say is, hey, how you doing? To say hello. So I open up the door, I say, hey, how you doing? And she looks at me and she says, I'm not feeling so hot that I made some food. Would you like to come over and eat with me? And at that point...
Hi, everyone. Welcome. Don't forget to like and subscribe and chat in the chat. We chat about anything. We were just talking about this smoke that's being grown for me. It's called poison pecker. Feel free to talk about whatever you would like to talk about. And let's finish watching Isaac Baruch's cross-examination.
Everything I've seen. I looked at her, I said, listen, me and you, we're not going to talk anymore. After everything that I've just seen all week long, from the past week and change, listen, I'm confused, I'm angry, and I'm frustrated by everything that I've seen. And that I think the best thing is for me and you that we don't talk anymore.
Did she say anything in response?
Yes, in response to that, she looks.
Hey, Feather. Do you want to come to Ohio and try some of this poison pecker when it's done?
And she says, I told Johnny I don't want.
We have good time.
The lawyers are making me do all of this.
Okay.
And that's what she said.
Did you respond to Ms. Heard?
No, what I was thinking was to me, after saying that, after she said that to me, I'm thinking to myself, gay cock'em yum, hey, how,
All right. I'll sustain that objection. Next.
She knows what that meant. That meant go suck balls. Or go suck dick.
Did you see any injuries on Ms. Heard?
Something close to that. Involves phallus sucking.
You spoke with her?
No.
Did you ever speak with Ms. Heard again after that?
Well, she said to me, after that, the lawyers are making me do all of this. Then I was just looking at her, and then she ended what she was saying by saying, well, I'm sorry you feel that way. And I closed the door and would never talk to her ever again.
Did you have any interactions with the staff at the Eastern Columbia building about Ms. Heard's allegations against Mr. Depp?
Objection, Your Honor, may we approach?
Okay.
Here we go. Sidebar number 567. I thought it wasn't storming till tomorrow. I didn't think it was storming till tomorrow. Is it later tonight? Oh. Oh, here we go.
Mr. Baruch, did you have any interactions with the staff of the Eastern Columbia building about Ms. Heard's allegations against Mr. Depp?
Yes.
And at some point, did you see a security video taken in the Eastern Columbia building?
Yes.
When was that?
Sometime in June, maybe 2 weeks in or something like that. It's 2-3 weeks in.
Can you describe what you saw in that video?
Yes, I can. It was a video of Amber and Whitney waiting at the elevator, a mezzanine level, coming from the garage, obviously, and waiting for the elevator. And Whitney does this to Amber. Pow! And hits her, like faking hitting her in the face. Going pow! And then they start laughing.
Did Ms. Heard react at all in that video to the fake punch that you observed Whitney throw?
Yeah, she's laughing. After doing it, they both, laughing at with each other.
Mr. Baruch, do you know who Elon Musk is?
Sure.
Have you ever seen Mr. Musk in person?
Yeah.
Where did you see him in person?
First time was I'm getting into the elevator on the rooftop, penthouse level. I'm going into the elevator, and he's coming out of the elevator, going past me.
And when did that take place?
This is after May. This is sometime June, it could be July, but after May.
In that same year, 2016?
Yeah.
And when was the second time that you saw Mr. Musk?
One morning waking up and going and opening up the shades to the bedroom, and it's on the second floor, and it overlooks the balconies, our adjoining balconies, because my balcony joins with John and Amber's balcony, and that opening up the shades, I see Elon Musk going through the balcony door on their side to then walk down a common corridor that then at the end leads to a door that then you walk out to the rest of the rooftop. And you go to the pool, you go to the gym and stuff. So I'm looking out, and the view out the window is of both of our balconies. So that's where I saw him.
And when was that?
Oh, sometimes it's either June, July, but it's after May.
Mr. Baruch, how long have you known Mr. Depp?
Met him, I believe, in 1980, and what's 42 years? Well, it's going to be 42 years.
Have you ever seen Mr. Depp be violent when angry with Ms. Heard?
Objection, leading.
I'll allow the question. Okay.
I'm allowed to answer?
Yes, yes.
What's the question again?
Have you ever seen Mr. Depp be violent when angry with Ms. Heard?
No. Well, from what I said from before, there was an argument that I walked in, so there's that, but have I ever seen him be violent to her with physicality? No.
Did you ever
Never.
see him hit her?
Never.
In your 3.5 years living at the Eastern Columbia building next to Mr. Depp and Ms. Heard, did you ever observe any injuries or marks on Ms. Heard?
Objection, leading, Your Honor.
All right. I'll sustain as to leading. Okay.
Did you ever notice anything unusual about Ms. Heard when you were living at the Eastern Columbia building with her?
Objection, leading, Your Honor.
I'll allow it.
I can answer?
Yes, sir.
What's the question again?
Did you ever notice anything unusual about Ms. Heard during the time that you were living next door to her at the Eastern Columbia building?
Besides having great teeth? No.
Mr. Baruch, are you appreciative of everything that Mr. Depp has done for you?
Objection, Your Honor. Leading and relevant.
All right. I'll sustain as to leading. All right.
Mr. Baruch, how do you feel about what Mr. Depp has done for you?
Objection.
What are you talking about, Ricky?
Go ahead. I think that's withdrawn. Go ahead. You can answer the question.
Oh.
Could just answer the question, sir.
And the question is,
How do you feel about everything that Mr. Depp has done for you?
oh, come on, it's unreal. It's, you think too much about it, you're gonna cry. That, I appreciate everything that he's done for me. It's like stuff you
I
can't
make
pay back.
shit he already paid
Would you
me
like for him under oath?
$5,000 a month
Oh,
to make
no.
Leading,
All right, I'll sustain the objection. Next question.
He doesn't
Have you
make
given truthful
shitty
testimony
art.
today, sir?
objection,
Doesn't
Your
make
Honor,
art
leading.
enough.
Still leading. I'll sustain the objection.
That's all I have.
Okay, thank you. All right. Cross-examination?
Okay, here, this is where we left off.
Let's start with the makeup.
Okay, this is where we left off. Oh, yeah, okay. Okay. I was seeing what cat was crying. I missed it. But this is where we left off last night. So, here we go. Some cereal with our dinner breakfast.
Now, you know that Ms. Heard was...
Excuse me. I
I'm
didn't
sorry?
hear the beginning of what you started saying.
I said, let's start with the makeup.
Okay.
Okay. You're aware that Ms. Heard has both modeled and been an actor and had been for many years before you met her, correct?
I knew she acted. I didn't know she was a model.
Okay. Were you aware that she had a commercial agreement with L'Oreal, for example?
When, now or back then?
What's your knowledge?
I don't know any of that.
Okay. Have you ever been with Ms. Heard when she has put makeup on?
I've been in the room, yeah, when makeup was getting put on her, yeah.
When makeup was being put on her, was this for some acting role or something like that?
It was an event that they were going to.
So that was somebody else applying makeup to Ms.
Yeah.
Heard, who was going to have some gala event that she was going to?
Yeah.
Okay. Have you ever been with Ms. Heard in
Oh, it's thundering and it is raining.
her bathroom or anything when she's applying her makeup in the morning?
No.
Okay. Are you familiar with Amica cream?
What is it?
Amica?
Amica?
Yes.
No.
Okay. Do you know what type of foundation Ms. Heard uses?
No.
Do you know what type of concealer Ms. Heard uses?
No.
Do you know what type of tint Ms. Heard uses?
I have no clue.
Do you know what types of powders Ms. Heard uses?
No.
So when you're saying that you didn't notice any makeup, would it be fair to say that you yourself are not familiar with what type of makeup Amber Heard uses on a daily basis?
I don't know what she uses on a daily basis.
That's my point. Now, the first time that you saw her, which was May 22nd,
Yeah.
Ms. Heard was there. Were you aware she was on her way to somebody else's birthday party? Not yours, but somebody else's that day.
No.
Okay. Can you tell me what her hairstyle was that day?
It's just down.
Down as in?
Just regular. She has it up now. She's got some kind of hairstyle. But no, she was no hair down, regular, no makeup, just hanging.
Well, when you say no makeup, you don't know she was not wearing makeup, correct?
For a fact?
Correct.
No.
And you don't know whether she had applied Amica cream, correct?
No.
And
I
you-
didn't even know what Amica cream is.
And you don't know whether she had applied concealer or foundation or powder or tint, correct?
That's correct.
Okay. Now, if she's going out
Why
to
does
a
she
party,
look?
Yeah.
do you think she would?
Look at her trying to look so inquisitive. She's learning things.
Want her bruise exposed?
She learned so good.
Objection, Your Honor.
What's the objection?
Calls for speculation.
All right, I'll sustain the objection. Next question.
So, do you recall what Ms. Heard was wearing that day?
You know something? I could have sworn she had on a schmata dress, hippie dress at that particular time, but I could be confusing it with June 3rd. She's got this Victorian type of long hippie dress that has embroidery, and she definitely was wearing that night.
All right, but let's go back to May 22nd. Do you
Yeah.
recall what she was wearing?
I thought she was wearing another schmata dress that I've seen her hanging around the apartment with.
And do you recall what color?
I
No,
want to show
Okay.
the dress.
Do you recall what jewelry Ms.
No.
Heard was wearing that day? Now, you indicated that there was a security guard there, and there
Yes.
was Josh Drew, correct? And was there anyone else there?
Yeah, the two locksmiths.
Okay, so-
And also in the apartment, feeding sex, went walking, who seemed to me look like it was Raquel Pennington, but it could have been,
The dude she was
and
sleeping with?
was supposedly saying.
Has somebody come by, so how,
Go through the living room and then they had the picture because they went
It's
upstairs.
probably a
They're at this-
Walgreens dress. The dress
Somebody that
from
would-
Walgreens is that.
Yeah.
so, and you, Josh, what did
I want to buy all the Walgreens dresses.
Drew, what did he
I
tell
love those fucking dresses.
Adjourn hearsay.
All right.
I
sustain
hate
the objection.
Walgreens, but I could live in
All right,
those dresses.
before you with Drew, we had been said about what Depp the night before.
Objection, Dixon calls for hearsay.
All right. The objection, an objection.
I'm asking what if,
Solicit hearsay.
but he already testified about what Amber, I'll go back. So what exactly did you heard tell you happened the night before?
As I looking up the first time, she turned and said, Johnny came by last island, so I'm checking the locks on Penn and 5. At your place.
Okay. Did you ask for any specifics? What?
It's raining and storming here. And thundering. Yeah. And it might be cutting off because I'm talking through it. I keep forgetting to not talk through it. You know.
I'll
She
change
might
them up. Huh?
Did you any speaks about what she meant by he, by, and violent?
Ah,
No.
okay.
Well, I'm going to jump you to the next day for a few, and I'm going to come back, but let's go to the next day. So the next day, you testified you saw her twice, right?
Sunday? No. Monday I saw her once in the morning. I won't
That's
say
when she
around
came by,
12.
to, you could have, or that you could leave the key to the
I
house,
told her.
right? And you did well, right?
That's right.
Okay, so you wouldn't have any close number, right?
Well, I opened the door. We're like 3 feet away from each other.
Okay, and you told her you were, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Do you know she was going someplace, correct?
Okay. Let me. Because I'm trying. Man. Oh. It. Hold on. It was skipping pretty bad. Hold on. Wait a minute. Okay. All right. We're just gonna try to get through it. Okay. Let me see if we can get through it a little bit now.
She was going somewhere.
All right.
She wasn't going to be there.
All right. Do you know whether she had applied any Amica cream that morning to her face?
No.
Do you know whether she had applied any concealer to her face that morning?
No.
Do you know whether she had applied any foundation that morning?
No.
Do you know whether she had applied any tint that morning?
No.
Do you know whether she had applied any powder that morning?
No.
Now, the next day.
I can tell you, she looked like she wasn't wearing any makeup.
Right. And would you agree that people who are models and actors can be pretty darn good with putting makeup on so that you can't tell they're wearing
We
makeup?
go.
Objection, Your Honor.
Wait. Best answer ever.
Foundation calls for speculation.
I think that's a fair question to ask him.
I'll sustain as a speculation. Next,
All right.
next question.
Do you have any knowledge of the skills of Amber Heard with respect to putting on makeup?
Well, it can't be that good because she's got a friend who is a makeup artist who came over to do makeup, but I don't really know.
Right, and that makeup artist that comes over does it when she's going to be on some show or in some big public event or gala, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, that makeup person, and you're talking about Melanie Iglesias, right? That
Right,
makeup-
yeah, exactly,
Okay, and that
exactly.
makeup person doesn't put Amber's makeup on every day for her, does she?
I wouldn't know.
How many times did you see Melanie Iglesias put makeup on Amber?
One time.
Okay.
It's just one time.
Okay, so she wasn't living at Amber's house, right?
No. I hung out with her and her husband and Johnny and Amber and over there one time eating and then another time it was when I met her that seeing her do makeup for these guys.
Okay, so you're not saying that Amber doesn't know how to put makeup on herself, correct?
Oh no, I'm sure she does.
Okay, but again,
I would think she does, But for the most, I'll tell you what, over 3.5 years, living around each other, for the most part, she's not a makeup wearing person, completely natural. Her, Rocky, total great complexion, Texas natural girl next door, no makeup wearing, hanging out.
Did Amber ever tell you she was not wearing makeup?
Oh my God.
Did she ever tell me?
In any of those 3.5
When?
years that you're saying she wasn't wearing it around the house, did she ever say, I don't have a stitch of makeup on?
As many times as she's told me, I am wearing makeup, which is, I can't remember. So I don't know. Yeah, no. There's not one time I remember that or saying that.
Okay, so now let's go to the next day. I think that's the day you've got the 2 times that you saw her. She's with other people.
Yeah.
And she's either going out or coming in, correct?
Well, first time they're coming in, and the second time they're going out.
So they've been out someplace before they're coming in, correct?
Objection, Your Honor. Foundation.
I'll allow it. You can answer the question, sir.
Oh, I have no clue.
Okay, but they're physically entering the house. In other words, they haven't been in the house, they're coming to the house from someplace, right?
Oh, I would have no idea. When I walked out, who knows? They might have been out and in twice before that, but I don't know. They
Okay.
could be coming from another apartment, coming, to go there. And I'm seeing them, it could be the second time that they're entering this apartment, or the first time, or the third time. Yeah, I don't know.
Okay.
I have no idea.
And do you know, so you don't know where they were?
No,
And
of
so you
course
have
not.
no idea whether they were out in public someplace, correct?
No, of course
Okay.
not. I
All right.
wouldn't know that.
All right. And then the later time that you saw them that day, they were going out, is that correct?
Yeah.
Okay. And do you know whether Amber had any Amica cream on that day?
No, I don't know.
And I'll try to make this faster. Do you know whether Amber was wearing concealer, foundation, powder, or tint that day?
I don't know.
Okay. Now, the next day, I think you said it was she and Whitney, is that correct?
On Wednesday, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. And again, do you know whether she was wearing any Amica cream?
Sir, if you could just answer
I'm
this
sorry.
question.
I'm totally sorry.
Thank you, sir.
That, no.
And do you know whether she was wearing concealer, foundation, powder, or tint?
No.
Okay. Can you tell me what Amber's hairstyle was on the 23rd?
That's Monday. Like I said, when she knocks on my door, hands down.
Okay. Can you tell me what she was wearing that day?
Not exactly, but if best of my recollection, pair of dungarees and a t-shirt.
Okay.
At the time when she knocked on my door to give me the key. If she went home to go change or something like that, I got no clue.
Okay. Do you remember what color the t-shirt was?
I think it might have been white, best of my recollection.
Do you remember what jewelry Amber had on?
Oh.
Okay, let's go to the next day, the Wednesday, and you've got all these people here.
Next day's Tuesday.
Okay, next day, Tuesday, is when you had the bunch of people coming together to her house the first time, right?
Right.
What was she wearing then?
You want to know something? I do remember of a women's beige long coat, kind of like a woman's, not a raincoat, but it could be similar to that. It was a beige long, kind of looking like a business coat type of thing, the female version of a Columbo jacket.
Okay, and what was she wearing under it?
Oh, I have no clue.
Okay, and do you remember what jewelry she was wearing?
No.
Okay. Now, you said that on the 22nd that you kissed her on the cheek.
What day?
The 22nd, your birthday?
22nd, Sunday, yes.
Okay. So when you showed it the first time, you went like this, right? And then the next time when you said you did the kisses, you went like this. What's your typical way of kissing women when you greet them? Or say goodbye?
I'm not understanding any of what you just did.
Okay, so when you, well, I'll just leave it at Amber. When you, I take it that you would regularly kiss Amber on the cheek when you to say hello and to say
Oh,
goodbye?
yeah,
Okay.
absolutely.
And tell us how you did that.
Objection,
Can you just
Your Honor.
show us how you did that?
Which time? Regularly? Oh,
Did you have a different way of kissing her on the cheek different times? Or did you have a general way that you would greet or say goodbye to Amber with kisses?
Look at his face. He's like, what the fuck? This is wild.
Well, it's a regular, you give a peck on the cheek, goes, like you just touch cheeks and
Okay.
that's that.
So it's a pretty soft, it's kind of like almost a superficial one, or is it a really hard one on the cheek?
No, it's yeah, you kiss someone on the side of the cheek. I don't know, pressure-wise, what kind of talk is there?
I mean, is it
lip
just
talk?
one of these little pecks, or is it much harder?
No, it's a regular. You touch, you touch and boom, and that's that.
So you think it was pretty hard? You peck her on the cheek pretty hard every time?
objection, Your Honor.
No, I'll sustain objection to you. Next question.
Okay. You also showed that you did one like this. Did you ever do a two kiss when you greeted Amber? Two cheeks?
No, I'm not European. I'm from Brooklyn.
No.
No, you give, Europeans do the,
All right.
both sides. Sometimes you even three. Bam, bam, bam. But
you never did that?
No.
All right, let's go to the fake punch. I want to make sure that I understand exactly what you remember seeing.
Yeah.
You said that it was 2 to 3 weeks into June. Is that correct? That you saw it?
It's got to be somewhere in that
Welcome,
period.
cousin.
Okay.
To somewhere in.
Oh, and we got gas money. We're gonna come see you in a couple weeks.
The first three, I would say the first 3 weeks of June.
All right.
Yeah, somewhere like that.
Can you recall which week?
No,
Okay. So you saw Whitney and Amber. Was there anyone with them?
no.
Okay. Do you recall what either of them was wearing?
Long jackets. Yes, actually I do.
Okay.
Long jackets. Overcoats.
And how was Amber's hair styled that day?
Down, pulled back.
Pulled back or
Well,
no?
it's when I say pull, it's like hair's down. Maybe because of something around the neck or whatever. The hair is, flip back or whatever. Not tie back. I don't remember if it was tie back, but just where it's full. Full.
Okay.
That I remember.
Okay. So now where were they standing when you watched this?
This is where would they stand?
Yes.
They're standing, waiting for one of the elevators on the mezzanine floor where there's, I guess you could see, there's cameras that, has that view of the elevators on the
they're
mezzanine floor.
So they're on the mezzanine level.
Yeah, this is the
waiting-
same level. This is the same level. There's apartments on that level. And that's how the exit, how you get out to go to the garage.
And so were they coming back from the garage?
Well, if they're standing at the elevator outside, that it could be, and waiting to get into the elevator on that floor. So it could be that maybe they came from outside, maybe they know somebody who lives on that floor because there's apartments there. I got no clue where they're coming from. That's not even in the thought process. When I see this, it's not like, well, I wonder where they're coming from.
Okay.
No. It's
Okay.
just
So now
what I saw.
tell me where they were each standing.
As I'm watching the video, this tape, Amber's on the left and Whitney's on the right.
Okay. And then just take us through. Tell me what you saw.
Amber's on the left, Whitney.
I do. Did you happen to watch the Young Thug trial? Shannon Stillwell's lawyer, Max Sharp, he is like Columbo. He is a Columbo. His name is Max Short. He's Shannon Stillwell's lawyer in the YSL trial.
Right? They're hanging out. Can I stand up?
Yes, sir.
And so here's Amber, here's Whitney, and they're hanging, waiting for the elevator. And Whitney does, they're looking at each other, yapping or whatever they're doing, and Whitney goes like this. Pow. Just a fake pow. And then they both start laughing, and then they're just standing there, yapping, doing what they're doing.
And how close did
They
Whitney's
yapped.
fist get to Amber?
Together.
Oh, I'm watching this. It's a fake thing. It's not. It's
Right,
not
right.
like she went and she hit her
No,
own
no, no.
sister.
No, but I'm
She
asking
didn't go
how
and
close-
hit her.
What color were her
She
shoes?
just, going pow. If here's my face, if here's my face, it's just coming by. Fake punch going by. This, that far.
Okay.
Just making believe. It's a
Okay.
believe punch.
Okay. And then they both laugh, you say?
Yeah, they both, they just start,
Did you watch them get on the elevator?
no.
Okay, so the
That
part
was
that you
a
saw,
highly
the elevator never
trial.
opened during that time.
That's right.
Okay.
That is correct.
And how many seconds would you say, or minutes would you say this little clip was?
Oh, what I saw was 10 seconds, 15 seconds.
Okay, and do you recall what day that was?
That I saw this?
No. Was there a date on the video?
Oh, if there was, it wasn't something that I acknowledged.
Okay, good, thank you. All right, now let's go back to the argument that you witnessed between Mr. Depp and actually Ms. Heard, who was on the phone or the speakerphone. Do you recall testifying about
Say
that?
this again, start again.
Yes, let's go back to, you testified that you observed an argument between Mr. Depp and Ms. Heard. Do you recall that? You came into the room, Mr. Depp had
Yeah.
Amber on speakerphone. Do you recall that?
Yeah.
Okay, Mr. Depp was drunk. Would you agree?
Yeah.
Okay. And do you recall that Amber was actually in London, not New York?
No.
You don't recall that?
No, I thought I thought it was she was in New York.
Okay. And you recall that Mr. Depp was accusing Amber of sleeping with somebody, right?
There was somebody else in the room with her, and that's what they were arguing about.
Are you sure that Mr. Depp wasn't thinking there was someone in the room and she was trying to tell him there wasn't somebody in the room?
Zac Efron. That's who that was, by the way. Zac Efron. The Galaxy of the Guardian guy.
Say that again?
Are you sure he wasn't saying someone was in the room and she was trying to convince him there wasn't anybody in the room?
Well, he said that he heard the other voice.
Okay, and would you hear the voice?
No, I walked in there already. This is already in motion.
Right, and Amber saying, why are you saying that, right?
Amber was saying, "Come on, baby, why are you being like this? What are you doing? Come on, Johnny. There's no need. Why are you being like this?"
Right.
And it was taunting.
How is it taunting to say, why are you accusing me of having somebody in my room?
Because they were in the midst of no solution. At that point, it would be if instead of taunting, saying, "Listen, John, let's talk tomorrow and let's end this conversation right now and we'll talk tomorrow and we'll get to an understanding, because there's not going to be any solution right now." But there was none of that. It was just continuous, oh baby,
So-
and that kept it going.
If Mr. Depp, in his drunken state, was suffering from delusions and thought he heard a voice and wasn't, do you think it would have been reasonable for Amber to be saying, what's going on? Why are you saying this? What's going on?
Objection, Your Honor. Speculation.
I'll allow the question if you can answer it. You can answer the question, sir. If you...
Johnny Depp. Okay. So she dated Elon Musk, Zac Efron, Johnny Depp. She may have been sleeping with Billy Bob Thornton. And there was one other man before Johnny Depp that was an actor that it got mixed up with her as well.
Would I think it would be what?
If Mr. Depp was suffering from delusions and there wasn't anybody in the room, and he hadn't heard a voice, but thinks he's.
She was cheating on Johnny Depp with Zac Efron and Elon Musk in Johnny Depp's bed.
Would it be reasonable?
They have videos of her and Johnny Depp's elevator with Zac Efron
To be trying to figure out what's going on?
making out.
Objection, Your Honor.
Shit, something happened.
Hypothetical speculation.
I'll sustain his speculation to that question.
And the bottom line is, you came in on the call, so you don't know what he said first or whether there was any voices, correct?
Whether he heard voices?
Yes.
Besides hers?
Yes.
No, I didn't hear the beginning of the conversation.
Okay. And then after the hang-up, he went straight to bed, right?
No, after the first hang-up, she calls back again, which was it necessary? I don't know. And then a third time.
Do you know whether she knew whether he accidentally hung up or not?
That he accidentally hung up?
Right. Do you know whether she knew whether he hung up intentionally?
Oh, yeah, she was with the woman first. Yeah, that's right. She was with the woman, and then she was with Johnny. But I thought she dated another actor before Johnny. I don't remember.
It's the same way that I wouldn't know if, she didn't know that the telephone line got cut.
Right. Okay. So after the 3 calls that you testified about, he went straight to bed, right?
Went to the couch and laid.
She did. She sure did.
And he was drunk.
Yeah, and he went to sleep. Yeah, he went out.
Do you know whether he'd taken any drugs that night?
No.
Now, you have known, you've already testified, you've known him for 42 years. You didn't pay rent at the penthouse, correct?
No, no one did.
Right. Okay. And then after you finished at the penthouse, you went over and lived with him in Sweetser, correct?
I live in one of his house that he owns on Sweetser.
And you still live there?
Yes.
And rent-free, correct?
Yes.
Okay. And has, other than the 100,000, you never paid that back, right? The 100,000 that he's given you?
No, that's a thing that's a thing for me how I look at it and stuff. At some point, I would love to pay back that money, but that's not something that is expected. He's expecting.
Would you say you're kind of beholden to Mr. Depp?
No, I'm not beholden at all.
He's given you $100,000. He's put you in that nice.
I'm sorry. I didn't hear the whole question. Can you say it again?
You were rent-free in penthouses for a number of years, and now you've been rent-free ever since in Sweetser?
That's a nice friend.
Yeah, okay. And I think you testified already, you're pretty angry with Ms. Heard, right?
When?
I wrote it down that you.
About the phony pictures that were taken and put in tabloids, and about the fake narrative, and about and the way she's trying to got a fraudulent DV claim to extort and blackmail a man. That kind of got me frustrated, confused, angry, upset. Yes, which is why I said the best thing for us to do is not to talk to each other.
Okay.
Yes.
And is it fair to say you're still angry with her?
Oh, you know something? It's 6 years.
But we just heard you give your version.
Am I angry anymore? I'm not, what I am is tired, and I want this all to end. Her to go heal, him to go heal. So many people have been affected by this malicious lie that she started and she created, and it's gone out the door and around the world. And so I can't even paint anymore. I've stopped painting for the last who knows how many years, and that's affected by stuff. I'm not angry at anybody. I want the best for her to take her responsibility, heal, and move on. And for Johnny, his family has been completely wrecked by all of this stuff, and it's not fair. It's not right what she did and what happened for so many people to get affected from
Oh,
this.
God.
It's insane.
And Mr.
That's-
Baruch?
how this happened.
And Mr. Baruch, if in fact she's telling the truth, and if in fact Mr. Depp, who has engaged in enormous rage and domestic abuse and violence of Amber over a period of time that you wouldn't know about, then maybe it's time for him to take responsibility, don't you think?
Objection, Your Honor.
What's the objection?
Speculation, lack of foundation, relevance.
Speculations.
He just went off on this rant and rave about assuming that she's.
You asked questions.
I didn't ask a question that launched that.
I'm going to sustain the objection.
Okay,
All right, next
you don't.
question.
I'll ask this,
Okay.
Mr. Baruch. You don't know whether Mr. Depp has committed domestic violence of Amber Heard, do you?
I never witnessed. I never saw or witnessed whatever type of claim that is being said, ever. I've
Okay.
never seen him be violent since teenagers from first
I didn't
meeting.
ask you that. I said you don't know whether he has committed domestic violence or abuse on Amber Heard. Isn't that correct?
That's correct. I did not witness any physical violence.
But you have
Hopefully
seen
everything
Mr. Depp
never makes
use
the money
drugs
to
as
bet
well
it
as
sucks
drink
with us.
and be drunk, correct?
Oh yeah,
Okay. Now,
I've
how-
partaken.
I'm going to ask you to take a look. Let's pick up Depp exhibit number 116 again. It's already in. If we can have that published to the jury.
Ms. Burnett, how much more do you think you have?
I think I can finish it up if you
Okay,
give me
sure,
5 or 10
sure.
more
No,
minutes,
that's well.
maybe less.
Okay, all right. I'll
Thank
hold
you.
you to that. Okay.
Okay. So, Mr. Bruce, I just want to make sure that I understand. This is the penthouse thing, and you
Ms. Burnett,
said.
if
Did you hear him breathing? He said,
I just realized that.
Thank you.
Thank
Appreciate
you. So on this diagram, when you got out of the, you said 9:30 today, but in fact, it was between 9:30 and 10 that you came back with your friend, correct?
No, it was around 9:30. Could be 5 minutes one way, 5 minutes the other way.
speaking of school debt, my dad was dating this lady, okay? And he was with her a long time, and, she thought he might marry her or whatever. And then she said, can you help me pay off my school debt? Now, granted, this woman's a professional student, okay? She's got bachelor's and master's, and she doesn't do anything but go to school, though. And she asked my dad if he was going to help her pay her school off, and he said, nope. That's why we haven't got married. I said, Dad, why would you say that? He said, I didn't tell her to go to school. I'm not paying for that shit.
Could have been just.
Do you recall saying it was between 9:30 and 10 earlier?
Today?
No.
Did I say that?
Do you recall, are you sure it was 9:30, give or take 5 minutes, or could it have been between 9:30 and 10?
It was 9:30, give or take 5 minutes, 5 to 10 minutes, either way.
And you saw a broken sconce.
You know what? I didn't even bother asking. I was too busy telling my dad, why? Why? He's like, I didn't tell her to go to school. I didn't make that decision. She made it. So I'm not doing that. I'm not paying for her to go to school.
No, I did not see a broken sconce.
What did you see?
Saw a broken glass on the floor, shards of glass, pieces of glass, which I figured could have been a broken sconce, or possibly maybe something from the fire department stuff that's around the walls. So it could be something broken from that. But I really, maybe one of the sconces broke. I didn't see a broken sconce. I just saw the glass.
Okay, was there typically a sconce right there as you come off the elevator?
Yeah, from my memory, there was sconces on the wall certain places.
Do you remember looking that night and saying, where did this glass come from? There's a broken one. Did you tie it together?
No, it wasn't It was assumption it had to come from some of those places because what the glass looked like to me looked like it might have come from one of those places. Could
Okay.
have been, maybe the stunts.
Okay, when you said from the fire thing, were you talking about the fire extinguisher?
No, not the fire extinguisher.
It probably was. Hopefully she got one worse something because my dad broke up with her shortly after that. And I told my dad he's an asshole. Like, if you're gonna spend your life with somebody, you should. He said, "Nope, nope. I didn't. She didn't build any of that with me. I didn't build any of it with her. That's what she chose to do. Now she can pay for it." I said, "Dad, that's kind of mean, don't you think?"
There was in the hallway, that first hallway that you go through, the doors that you walk through after you get out of the elevator, those doors, they're fire doors that you close. All right, hopefully no one gets burned to death. That would be, crazy. But then along the wall, I believe, by the staircase, because there's a door, and next to penthouse 5, then there's the doorway, the stairwell door. And I believe there's a thing that's by the floor there that's got a glass plastic thing around it. So it could have been something from that.
Your Honor, may I approach?
All right, yes, ma'am. Counsel. Do you have another copy of the deposition?
Is there something for me to look at?
Just wait for a question, sir.
I asked you a few minutes ago whether you were sure that it was 9:30, give or take
Men.
5 minutes, or if it could have been
Hey, you
somewhere
know-
between 9:30 and 10. Do you recall?
Men really don't have cute butts. They really don't. Men have ugly butts.
Let me ask a question.
Yeah.
Okay. And I'm going to ask you to take a look at page 39. Do you recall giving your deposition on November 20, 2019?
Oh, from down in Anaheim?
Yes.
Yeah, I remember that.
And were you
That
under
was-
oath
that's
at
the
that
first-
time?
Well, I
Okay, and
think I believe so,
It was
yeah.
about 2.5 years ago, wasn't it?
2, 3, yes, yeah, like between 2 and 3 years, yeah, sure.
All right, so if you can take a look, starting on page 39.
Hang on a second.
And if you go to the line 21, where were you on the evening of May 21, 2016? And your answer was all right. So I was
You're right. Some men do. Yeah, the men in shape, they have nice looking butts, but that's right, Nolly. He's not going that route. Yeah. And I'm just talking shit. My husband don't have an ass. My husband's got a Hank Hill.
out the street. I was with a buddy of mine who calls me. He asked if I wanted to go out and eat. And I says, I just ate. Just meet me.
But it's okay. I got enough ass for both of us.
Let's meet at the apartment. Let's go hang out. So I met him at my apartment probably, I want to say, around 9:30 or a little bit later. I don't know. Yeah, between 9:30 and 10. Do you see that?
So I met him at my apartment, probably I want to say around 9:30 or a little bit later. I don't know, yeah, between 9:30 and 10.
Okay.
And that ends up,
So does that refresh your recollection that it could have been a little bit, somewhere between 9:30 and 10?
I go more with 9:30, give or take 5 minutes, because it could have been 9:20.
Okay,
It could have been 9:25. It could have been 9:35, but I go with 9:30.
okay. And did you see any police
I had to think too hard on that, and Ricky, I'm not even. I I have to think too hard about that. I'm not.
Officers?
No.
Okay. Did you ever hear any?
Yes. Yes. Dustin probably needs prosthetic butt cheeks too. But, dude, it's like his legs and his ass, they're like one giant ass fucking muscle. It's weird. I don't know. Enough butt talk.
Officers?
No.
Okay.
You never know what the hell we're gonna talk about on my channel. Let's have fun.
So let's go back to this 116 for a second. And you said that you saw a lot of wine right outside of
Wait a
Penthouse.
second, it's line 115?
Sorry. The exhibit that's in front of you on the screen.
Oh.
So you go by Penthouse, now I have to hurry up to make my promise to Your Honor. So you see Penthouse 1 there, and you said that the wine was in that area, right?
It's in front of the door.
Okay.
It's a little, it's going to be 1.5 feet, 2 feet up further north.
North, closer on the way to PH3?
No, it's right in front of the doorway. You have it past the doorway, the blue dot.
That wasn't intentional.
It's just in front of that doorway.
There we go. Okay. Can you put the dot exactly where it was? Okay.
Can I move that dot?
And how much wine was there?
It's a puddle,
It was a puddle.
a puddle of wine.
Could you walk past it without seeing it?
No.
It was, and could you tell a little bit about how much probably had been spilled of the wine? I mean, were we talking like a half a bottle, a bottle?
Looked like, a couple of glasses of wine, making a puddle.
Okay.
Wasn't like a full bottle. It's
Okay.
That's a bit more.
Okay, thank you. Your Honor, I do have another exhibit I need to put in, and I think that might take a little bit longer than a couple of minutes.
Well,
So-
how much time are you talking?
Well, I can do it as fast as I can.
You
but-
can try.
Okay,
Okay.
then can you pick up, well, it's going to be Plaintiff's Exhibit 548. Now, do you have a recollection of Mr. Depp having a volatile?
There's things I'm so happy that I don't know. And whatever the hell you just said, I'm so happy that I don't know that, Ricky.
With his earlier partner, Vanessa Paradis?
No, but then again, I wasn't, I met her a couple of times. We weren't, our paths weren't crossing at that particular time when they were together.
All right, do you recall Mr. Depp ever referring to a circumstance with her as carnage?
What's the relevance, sir?
We're talking, he's trying to give character testimony here, and I'll tell you what, I'll move to a different
Okay,
one.
all right.
Now, you said that Mr. Depp and Ms. Heard were,
Yes.
you said that they were always nice to each other?
Yeah.
Do you ever remember Mr. Depp referring to Amber with the term cunt?
Like to her face?
No, to you, calling her a cunt to you.
Maybe in a text.
All right, did he do it more than once in a text?
I would have no recollection of that. I mean, he's called me a cunt in a text. So I mean, it could be I don't know how many texts. If there's something specific, if you could show me a text, that would be a different story. But I don't. We've had many texts together, many kind.
Okay, let's go to line 57 then. It would be section 57 of the exhibit that I have in front of me. Now, this is a text
Johnny-
message between you and Mr. Depp. Do you see that?
Why does Johnny Depp's hair look like he's sitting in front of a wind fan? It's just like blowing straight back. And there's not even any wind.
There's any texts on
If you go down to 50, go to the one that's number 57.
57 from.
Objection, Your
This
Honor.
is from me to him.
I'm sorry.
May I approach?
Okay, sure.
Son of a bitch. I've been talking this whole time. Did you hear that one interview she did where she said, Johnny convinced the whole world he had scissors for hands? It was the funniest thing because that's a movie.
You on 57 yet?
57.
Right. And this is to you, correct, from Mr. Depp?
Is that how it says from to 323-445-2400? That used to be my telephone number, so.
That's to, correct?
Oh, okay, I understand,
right.
Yes,
All right.
yes.
And
That's to me.
All right, and the message he's sending to you, and this is October 18, 2016, is hopefully that comes.
Objection, Your Honor. Exhibit's not in evidence, and she's reading directly from it into the record.
All right. All right, does this refresh your recollection that Mr. Depp referred to Amber Heard as a cunt, and in fact, cunt's rotting corpse is decomposing?
Objection, Your Honor.
Sustain the objection if you rephrase.
I'll ask it differently. Do you recall Mr. Depp ever telling you that he, in base terms, hoped that Amber's rotting corpse is decomposing
Objection,
in
Your
the
Honor.
trunk of a Honda Civic?
A lot.
He's the
I'm
fucking
not
best.
understanding the question. Say it again?
Do you recall Mr. Depp ever telling you that he hoped that Amber Heard's rotting corpse is decomposing in the fucking trunk of a Honda Civic?
Objection.
Very specific.
I'll allow it.
Yeah.
You can answer the question, sir.
Yeah, I say yeah. I'm seeing it here, so obviously, yeah, it was said.
Okay.
It was written.
And then go to 59, please.
Yeah.
And when you had to move out of the penthouse to go to
She did that to all of them because this man literally cried. So he feels slighted by her too.
Suites, do you recall Mr. Depp telling you that this was Amber's fault and referring to her?
I'm willing to bet she doesn't smell bad at all. She probably smells great because she's a terrible person. Terrible people, man. They always try to be so clean on the outside because they're ugly on the inside. People who are pretty on the inside don't really give a shit about the outside.
Her as a cunt?
Can I read this
Yes,
thing
please.
first, so that
Yes,
way I
please.
see what's going on?
You can almost guarantee if somebody smells really beautiful, they are probably a really ugly person. Even serial killers take showers religiously.
So now, I've just read this, and I understand. I remember this exactly because this is the period of time. I'm moving, and that he's selling the apartments, and there's people who are coming over. I'm still living there, and it would have been better off if I moved out, so that way then the real estate people can look at it and not come in and look at the kind of paintings that I make and all that kind of scrap.
But my question to you is, do you recall Mr. Depp calling Amber Heard a cunt and saying that it was her fault?
Well, it's written there, so yeah, I could see that.
Okay.
Well, I don't. That's not what he says. He says that cunt ruined such a fucking cool life we had for a while. I don't know. That's
And he
not.
says, I can't even look at the building anymore, correct?
Right. I can't even
Right.
look at the
And
building
he's selling
anymore.
it, right?
Exactly.
Okay, thank you. I'd like to move the admission of those two limited. Excuse me, one moment.
Objection, Your Honor. There are some, it's a significant exhibit.
Nolly. Nolly. That was the funniest thing. That was the funniest fucking thing ever.
There's definitely some hearsay in there.
I think I'll reserve on that, on the entry of that, okay? We can discuss it later time, okay? Are you done?
That's why you're a good person, Nolly. That's what I'm saying. I'm saying good people really don't care too much about the outside because their inside is good. People who need to feel like people accept them because they're beautiful, they're this, they're that, they're this, they're that. They are hiding some ugly ass shit on the inside. That's why their outside is so made up so well. And their houses are perfectly spotless and you can eat off their floors. Man, come and try to eat off my floor. You're going to get 3 types of diabetes. Eat off my floor, you're going to get cancer. Just like you can't eat off of any surface in my house, probably not even the table. But I am one of the best people to know.
My cookouts was saying I should go with
Or, I'm not going to,
Yeah, but you don't make it like half of your day to look like that, Nolly. It doesn't take half of your morning. You don't sit there and curl your hair overnight and put on makeup and wear makeup to go check your mail. That type of shit, Nolly.
I'm reserving on whether, so are we done with cross?
Yes.
Okay, redirect briefly? We're going to be done with this witness before lunch.
Okay.
There we go.
Understood, Your Honor.
Okay.
Oh my God. I've been in the same shirt for like 2.5 days. And I think I took a shower like 2 days ago. I don't know. I took a shower when Dustin took a shower 2 days ago. And I've been in this shirt ever since. YouTube deleted your comment? What'd you say?
Mr. Baruch, do you recall that Ms. Bredehoff was just asking you some questions about some text messages you received from Mr. Depp?
Yeah.
Do you recall when those text messages were sent?
No, I'd have to look at them again and look at the date.
Could you display it to the witness again?
And I believe we looked at lines 59. Excuse me, 57. Do you see the date of when you received that text message?
All right, hang on. October, November. It was the month before. It was the month before I moved out. Okay.
When
Well, Michael said he basically said something. So it probably means he said way more than just some bad people are also messy. Yeah, no, that's not what I'm saying. Oh, well, no, because I did say it very colloquially, like all of them are like that. No, but most of the people that get caught up for doing shit like this are super, super, super anal people about shit. And they're like that because they're hiding something. All people who are hiding something got to make up for it by making some other thing in their life perfect.
was the message sent?
And it usually
It
has
says,
to do with physical appearance. Their physical appearance.
2016. That's October. I moved out the next month. So in November. So this is from October.
So was that message sent several months after?
Yes. Yes. I am really bad at speaking in colloquials. I'm really bad at at not broadening or no. To broadening too much my colloquialism.
Stafford made claims against Mr. Depp of domestic violence?
Oh, yeah, yeah.
I'll allow it.
Yes, of course. This is after this whole fiasco that she started.
And if we look at line 61,
What am I looking at?
what's the date on that message?
It's 10/28, October.
We can take that down. Mr. Baruch, Ms. Bredehoff asked you a series of questions about the security video from the Eastern Columbia building that you observed. Do you recall that?
Yeah, the POW.
When did you understand that footage was from?
Objection, Your Honor, already asked and answered, he said he didn't recall.
I'll sustain it, asked and answered.
Did you have an understanding at the time that you saw that video of when it was from?
Objection, Your Honor, same question.
I'll sustain the objection.
Ms. Bredehoff also asked you a series of questions about the argument that you overheard between Ms. Heard and Mr. Depp on the phone. Do you recall that?
Yes.
And you could hear Ms. Heard's voice on that phone, right?
Yeah.
Do you recall if that was a FaceTime call or if it was just regular speakerphone?
Just this speakerphone.
And what did you understand her tone?
Everybody quit watching. I've watched the stream go from 5 people to 1 people. So, people have quit watching, but if you are still watching, yeah, please come and chat in the chat and like and subscribe and chat in the chat. Most important part, chat in the chat.
To be on that call that you overheard?
Objection, Your Honor. What would he understand her tone?
No, I'll allow it if you can answer. It's fine.
Taunting, egging on, almost demeanoring the baby talk.
I'm going to object, Your Honor, and move to strike.
Yeah, I'll sustain the objection as to his answer, and I'll strike
The whole answer, Your Honor?
the answer, yes.
I believe you testified that Mr. Depp hung up the phone during that conversation. Do you recall that?
Yes.
Did you understand that Mr. Depp was trying to end the argument by hanging up the phone?
Objection to what his understanding of what Mr. Depp was trying to do.
All right, I'll sustain as to past speculation.
Your Honor, he heard the phone call and he was there to directly
But
observe.
what Johnny Depp's intention was, I'll sustain the objection.
I know what my intent.
Sir,
Oh, I'm sorry.
okay, thank you. Wait for the question. Thank you, sir.
What was your understanding of your intent with respect to hang up the phone on that
Objection.
conversation?
He already asked and answered when he said he hung it up, and so.
It was asked and answered. I'll sustain the objection. Next question.
Nothing there.
All right, is this witness subject to recall?
Possibly, Your Honor.
There's a silence. Okay, so yes or no, or not for you, from you?
Yes.
All right, sir, since you're subject to recall, that means that you may be called again to testify at some point. So that means until that time, the rule is still is in place for you, so you cannot have any outside information or talk to anybody about your testimony here today, and don't look at any information about this on the news, okay?
Okay.
All right, thank you, sir. You're free to go at this time.
Thank you.
Thank you. All right, so
All right, that was the end of Isaac Baruch, his testimony. Now, I don't know who our
all
next
right,
witness.
ladies and gentlemen, we'll go ahead and take our afternoon lunch.
We're gonna go.
We'll give you till 2:30.
Okay, we're going to here. All right. Yes, like and subscribe. We are back at 270 subscribers, so we're trying to get me to 300. So share out this video so we can have good time.
And I
All right. Lots of stuff uncovered. I'm back. What are we uncovering? All right, let's see. shit. Come on.
WRs.
Okay.
It would be 670,
670,
671,
671,
672,
672,
673.
3.
I'm sorry, I'm going out of order here now. 666,
No.
Okay, 666,
680,
680,
681,
681,
682,
682,
683,
683.
684,
Okay.
685, 686, 687, 688,
Oh my God.
668, 690, 691, 692,
Oh my God.
7, 8,
Shut up. So many numbers.
9, 7, 8. So they-
Okay.
Just
All
want to make
right,
sure.
so you're entering all those into evidence, and there's no objection, correct?
Well, Your Honor, I just want to confirm one thing with counsel.
Sure.
May I confirm?
Sure,
with him
that's
quickly?
fine.
This doesn't include the cover communication. Correct. So just to confirm.
You wonder if the feds be watching
As long as
this
they're all
channel?
Eastern Columbia surveillance videos, Your Honor, we have no objections.
They might watch my channel. And if they do, I hope they at least giggle before they arrest me for whatever the fuck. Yeah. I don't know. Loving Trump while brain injured. I don't know. Something. But if they watch my channel, I hope they laugh a little bit before they arrest me.
Which they are, so they're all entered into evidence.
Except for the plan, which was that one I just talked about, yes.
Okay, so those are all entered into evidence then. All right, and yes, ma'am, yours?
And Your Honor, just short circuit this for the court. Our Eastern Columbia building surveillance videos are exhibit numbers 250 through 336.
All right, so exhibits 250 through 336.
That's
no
correct.
objection to those exhibits, correct?
Assuming they are all the Eastern building, then no objection.
Yes.
Okay, so plaintiffs' exhibits 250 through 336 are entered into evidence.
Thank you, Your Honor. Would Your Honor like to know the 10 exhibits that we were going to be playing for the jury?
No, that's okay. They're all in evidence. That's all I needed to know. We don't
Thank
need to
you.
pull them up, so you're going to handle that.
Yes.
All right.
The only thing about this is there's going to be duplicates. I don't know whether we want to try to sort that through.
They're in evidence, so
Okay.
that's.
It's been
I'm not going to
sorted.
ring that bell. That's right. Okay, could you put the big TV up, though, before we get the jury back in? Just since it's going to be a deposition with testimony, we're going to go ahead and put the big TV up, so.
And actually, I do know a couple of people that work in the national defense watch my channel.
If it works. Could you speak a little louder? I'm sorry.
I thought the deposition video came through the other.
And that's the reason why we can't have a rabbi, a preacher, and a Jew on my channel with my videos, because they will get your comments more than just delete it.
I was just.
I think it comes through here, too.
I am a very, very off the wall religious sage, because I'm not religious, but I'm a heathen. Can't have people like that on this channel. I will not be accepted. Never been accepted by those people. And most all of my subscribers probably haven't either.
Yeah.
Oh, it does? Okay, great.
Yeah. We'll, when you have a remote witness, the remote witness will stay up there.
Right.
And then you can use those screens as well. But when you're using deposition, we can still see it over
Okay,
here.
fantastic. Thank
We'll
you.
just publish it to the big screen. If you want to set up before the jury comes out, just to make sure you have the person. Let's just make sure it's all working before we get the jury. Oh, you can put it on there. All right, seems like it's all working. Okay. No, that's fine. All right.
I was trying real hard. Did you see it? Trying real hard.
Ready for the jury then? Okay.
Well, you can be a preacher and not preach what those terrible ass God people preach. Technically, I'm a preacher and I don't have no papers to fucking prove it. I don't need them. I got the Bible. And I don't teach what those assholes teach. No, hell no. I keep the terrible ass God people away from my channel.
Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. All right, your next witness.
Thank you, Your Honor. Plaintiffs call Brandon Patterson. He is the corporate designee of the Eastern Columbia Building by deposition designations.
All right. Patterson. All right, ladies and gentlemen, this is the first one that we have of a few where they already have been deposed, and so you're going to see them on a recording, okay?
All right. Do we want to watch the tapes or do we want to just skip through the live testimony? I'm going to let this play. If you want to skip, say skip. If you want to watch, say watch. First one, I don't know. The majority wins, so y'all pick.
No volume.
We're gonna work on that. The depositions. It's just them doing their depositions. It's just watching a tape of people talking.
Video connection attached to. Try it one more time. Could you push play one more time?
General manager.
Can you turn it up?
For what? If you could please state your name and address for the record.
Sure. Brandon Patterson, 849 South Broadway, Los Angeles, California, 90014.
And if you could please state your occupation.
You got to be careful with the rabbis. Really, you just got to be careful with God people. You got to feel the God people out. You can't just invite God people to watch you do God things because their God thing is different than your God thing, and they might get butt sore and report my channel because they got their feel bads hurt because God don't like them.
Manager.
For what?
I'm the general manager for the Eastern Columbia HOA in Los Angeles.
And how long have you been in that position?
I've been here.
God people, they're like gangs, and preachers are like gang leaders. And if one group of terrible ass God people does something that this other group of terrible ass God people do, they will report them and make life hard for them until this bully group of terrible ass God people does something that this other group of terrible ass God people don't like. That's how it works. It's like big ass gangs.
6 years.
Okay, were you there in 2016?
Yes.
And are you here under a subpoena as the corporate designee for Action Property Management?
Yes.
We're
If you
watching
go to page
then.
called Exhibit 1 and just scroll to page 15 of the PDF, please. Does this look like a copy of the subpoena that you received?
Yes.
Is it okay if I call your building ECB?
Yes.
Is it your understanding that ECB has produced these 3 categories of documents and films?
Yes.
Please go to Exhibit 2 and scroll to page 8. And does this look like the topics of the deposition of the subpoena for testimony?
Okay.
Is it your understanding?
No, they cause a lot of conflicts because of greed. It has nothing to do with the subjects themselves. It has to do with the greed that the subjects produce. The subjects are fine if people then get jealous and greedy. Jealous and greed. And it's stupid shit, and it's always over this thing they call the truth. And the truth is the most subjective thing. It depends on what people believe is what's true or not true. Really, at the end of the day, it's what the evidence shows. But what the evidence shows will be what greedy people want you to see. The truth is the worst word ever.
That you're the most knowledgeable person on these topics?
I am the most knowledgeable within action property management as it relates to these items.
Are you responsible for managing any of the records or managing, preserving any of the records and videos at Action Property Management?
And Nolly, yeah, we did. You know, and surprisingly, to be as much grown up as in it, like all of us ended up a different religion than everyone else ended up anyways. It's really weird.
Specifically as it relates to Eastern Columbia, this is the only property and building for Action that I manage. So Action as a whole, I can't speak for that, but as for ECB, yes.
Thanks. And this whole deposition will be just referring to ECB related to Action Property Management. What was your role in locating the videos responsive to the subpoena?
The videos had been saved from the original case. I don't recall the exact year that was. I think this is number 4 now. So I provided the video that was requested that had been saved as the only videos that were requested and saved.
And who saved them? Was that you or someone at Action Property Management?
I had initially.
Every couple of us get out of the box for sure, Michael. Our family, it makes a lot of people that get out of the box.
When I received the first list, and I guess I don't know if you're referring to the first set of videos that was ever requested or subsequent subpoenas, I guess as this refers to, that were already saved, and I just transferred the already saved documents.
So we'll get into more details. But when was the first time you saved security footage relating to ECB in response to a subpoena?
Like I said, I don't recall the exact year. It was the first case between Depp and Heard as a response to subpoenas that we had received from both parties.
And what was your role in preserving those videos from that first time until now?
Can you expand on what you mean by preserving?
Sure. Did you, were these videos kept securely in the same format at ECB? And were you responsible for making sure that they were kept securely and in the same format at ECB?
Yes.
How many cameras are there at ECB in 2016?
I don't recall the exact number. We've since switched out the entire system and expanded on it. I believe we doubled the cameras, which we currently have 44. So I would be speculating, but I think it's probably around 22 or so.
And where in 2016 were the cameras positioned?
Throughout the common areas.
And did ECB take them as a matter of course, sort of all day, 24 hours a day?
The recordings were 24/7. The concierge staff periodically does review them, just as part of their daily duties. But the video footage is recorded onto a DVR back then I believe it was like a 20-day period before it was written over.
Is it correct that you're not represented by an attorney?
I am not.
Did you review any documents or videos before the deposition?
I did not.
Have you ever communicated with Mr. Depp's former attorney, Mr. Waldman?
Yes.
And did Mr. Waldman, do you know if he drafted a declaration for you in 2016?
Yes.
That's absolutely right, Feather.
Property management, I believe you said this earlier, is it the property management company for ECB?
Yes.
Is it your understanding that in 2016, Depp owned the top floor penthouses in ECB, penthouses 1 through 5?
Yes.
And are you aware of whether Amber Heard was a resident in ECB in 2016?
Yes.
How many times have you seen Amber Heard? Personally?
I try to tell my kids the struggle is real. The communists use it like it's a bad thing, but the struggle is what makes you who you are.
Maybe, I would be guessing, my best guess would be maybe half a dozen to a dozen times.
Do you remember when those times were? Like what year?
I don't recall the exact year, but likely 2016.
So moving to May 21st of 2016, are you aware that officers were called to the penthouse of ECB on that day?
Yes, I am.
Wait, what? Ricky, what? Why are we cussing? What's going on? No one knows what's happening. What's happening? I don't know what's happening.
Aware.
Were you there the day that the officers were called to ECB in May of 2016?
I was not at the building when officers were called.
Do you have any firsthand knowledge of why the officers were called on May 21st, 2016?
Firsthand, no, I do not.
Did you see Amber at all on May 21st?
Not that I recall.
Did you see Amber on May 22nd, 2016?
Not that I recall.
Did you see Amber on May 23rd, 2016?
The timeline is 2016. I don't recall the specifics of those dates specifically.
Can you testify to whether you saw Amber Heard at all the week of May 21st, 2016 personally?
I don't recall the dates now.
Did you personally interact with Mr. Depp at ECB in 2016? Have you seen Mr. Depp on video footage in 2016?
Yes.
Could you please bring up Exhibit 3, please? How would you describe Mr. Depp's behavior in that video?
I would describe it as animated.
And do you have any, in the times that you've seen Mr. Depp at ECB, did you ever observe Mr. Depp in an animated manner like you saw in the video?
I do recall a video of
That's
Mr. Depp in
exactly
the
what-
elevator.
That's exactly what's happening.
I guess.
We're
in an
doing
animated
stuff
state.
here.
And was that in 2016?
Yes.
And do you have any familiarity with, have you ever seen Mr. Depp appear angry in the times you've seen him at ECB?
I wouldn't say angry. I use the term animated.
And what does the term animated mean to you?
What I saw in the video.
When were you first, Mr. Patterson, when were you first contacted for video footage after the May 21st police call to the building?
I don't recall the exact time frame.
Do you remember who contacted you about the May 2016 video footage? Who first contacted you?
I do not recall.
You know who selected what copy to preserve and what to preserve?
The attorneys from both sides submitted a list of video times and dates to be preserved.
And do you remember what times and dates those were, roughly?
I don't have a time frame.
Do you have a rough time frame of what the videos that were preserved, what times those covered?
My rough recollection is that May 2016 timeframe.
Was it after the May 21st incident, that time frame?
Yes.
And do you know what role Mr. Depp's lawyers played in the selection process?
The attorneys came to the office here, set up a viewing area, reviewed video footage, took notes based on that review, and those dates and times were provided to retrieve the video and save.
And do you remember which attorneys came, either their names or who they were, came to review the footage?
I don't recall. There's attorneys from both sides that came very close together, and I don't recall who or what side they were on.
And was all of the footage that they selected preserved?
Yes.
And were all of those videos that were preserved taken in the ordinary course of ECB's business operations?
Can you rephrase that?
Sure, it's ordinary, is it not, for ECB to have these cameras rolling, and the videos that were preserved were from those cameras that were rolling in the ordinary course of business.
Yes, correct.
And do you know how many video clips be preserved pursuant to the requests of firm attorneys?
I don't recall the exact numbers, whatever was on the subpoena. We provided exactly what is on there.
Does the number 87 ring a bell? Or how
Maybe,
many
yes. Yes.
And do you know where the videos were maintained from 2016 until today?
They were on a portable drive here in my office.
At ECB?
Yes.
And how are they maintained?
It was on a portable hard drive.
And as far as you know, is that in the same condition that it was 16?
To my knowledge, yes.
Hi everyone, press like and subscribe. This is a deposition of the manager of the East Columbia building, the property manager of the ECB building. This is one of Johnny Depp's witnesses. This is regular examination of his deposition. So press like, subscribe, and chat in the chat, because people in the chat would love to chat with you.
And were the 87 videos preserved on 3 DVD discs or in some other format?
So through the subpoenas, the videos were provided to the different teams. I vaguely remember CDs. They weren't stored on CDs for purposes here. I just have the portable hard drive.
Any more video footage other than?
Are you saying shit that's way out of control? You got meth and prostitutes in the back of the pickup truck. And that's the last comment I have from you.
Than those 87 clips that has been preserved?
No.
And what happened to any other video footage that was not preserved?
Like I mentioned earlier, has a capacity of so many days, and it rewrites over itself.
And just for clarity, I just want to make it clear, how did you decide what May 2016 video to preserve?
The only videos that were preserved were the ones called out via the subpoena by the various law firms, or the two law firms.
And do you know why there's no footage from May 23rd, 2016?
I do not.
And you mentioned that both sides requested preservation of the video footage. Is that right?
Yes, correct.
Is it your understanding that the press at some point became interested in getting statements from ECB relating to the May 21st incident?
Yes.
Did the press ask ECB or its employees for statements?
Yes.
And what's the policy of APM or ECB with respect to press statements about residents?
The policy is that we do not give statements to press.
And did Amber ever ask you about that?
Yes, she did.
In 2016, do you know if Rocky Pennington and Josh Drew lived in one of the penthouses at ECB?
Yes.
And did you ever see Rocky with Amber?
Yes.
If we could pull up Exhibit 4, please. Mr. Patterson, does this refresh your recollection about which penthouse Rocky Pennington lived in?
Yes.
Mr. Patterson, I'd like to go to the video footage now and go through some video footage. And let's start with Exhibit 5, please. In particular, around timestamp 18:55:19.
Now, Your Honor, I think we need to switch it.
Okay. All right, we'll do that.
And Ricky, you got to be careful. We've talked about this. My channel is very niche. A lot of people will shit on my channel. And the more recognized it gets, the worse it's going to be. So, you, like myself, we have to learn to control our brain injuries. Don't let our brain injuries control us, or so I'm told. So we have to do that to protect my channel, because my channel is going to make it possible for me to feed the raccoons. So we have to keep my channel. And also, Ricky, I'm on a warning until like the end of May. Until like the end of May, I'm on a YouTube warning. Remember, we have to protect my channel. We have to. It is your duty. You are my first ever moderator. It is your duty to protect my channel, please. And I've been on a Facebook warning since 2017. I deleted all my friends and I'm still on a Facebook warning. But this YouTube warning shit, I don't think it's a joke, though. Something about a community guidelines from the first time we ever did the true crime live stream. The guy reported my channel, and then he hasn't come back. Well, he came back as a bunch of names. I think they took down 10 of his names or whatever, and it reported my channel. So I got a community violation warning until the end of May. Yeah, Michael, please don't do that to my channel. Don't get banned on my channel, please. Because we're like hanging out, you know?
Okay.
Thank you. Thank you. Because that guy was on some bullshit, though, for real. And he hasn't come back since then.
Mr. Patterson, do you recognize this area?
Yes.
And where is it?
This is the mezzanine vestibule between the building and the parking garage.
And do you know if you or someone else at ECB was responsible for pulling this security footage and keeping it at ECB?
She looked like a turtle just then. Hold on. She looks like a turtle.
Between the building and the parking.
And do you know if you...
I'm sorry, Penny, but she looks like a turtle.
responsible for pulling this security footage and keeping it at ECB?
I did pull some video early on.
Did you delete your own message, or did YouTube just delete that?
However, the task was very overwhelming and took away from my daily duties. So the task was sent off to an outside party to pull all the videos based on the subpoena list.
And the party's name?
I don't recall offhand.
But was it at the direction of UCB?
Yes.
To assist you with time, or is that why?
Yes, I did not have the time to go through all of the video footage to record it.
Sure. Do the ECB video cameras have time and date stamps as a matter of course?
Yes.
And in your experience, are those time and date stamps relatively accurate?
Relatively accurate, yes.
And did you recognize the men in that exhibit?
Can you replay it, please?
Sure.
Yes! Turtle.
And while we're waiting for the men to appear, how would you describe the quality of these videos?
Compared to our new updated cameras, not as clear.
And can you be more specific about not clear? Would you consider these to be grainy?
I would say this video here in the paused state does appear to be somewhat grainy.
And does it appear to be just a little bit blurry?
Yes, this video, as I see it now, looks a little blurry.
And did you recognize the men in this video clip?
Yes, I do recognize Mr. Depp. The first gentleman looks familiar. I can't place him at the moment.
And do you have any reason to believe that the date and timestamp are not accurate?
It does seem consistent with the time stamping of the video, so unless it was somehow altered, I would say it appears to be accurate.
And the video camera that you preserved in your office at ECB since 2016 has not been altered, is that correct?
Correct.
Let's move to Exhibit 6, please. You recognize where this is?
Yes.
And where is it?
This is the mezzanine level again. Vestibule, the mailroom is directly behind it, leading to the elevator vestibule.
And does that look like it accurately portrays the scene?
This shot accurately depicts the area, correct?
And do you recognize those men?
As I previously stated, I do recognize Mr. Depp. The other ones I do not.
And did the date and time stamp look accurate?
Yes.
If we could please go to Exhibit 7.
Again, it's gonna have to be switched to our side.
All right. Thank you.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Yes, sir. Ready to switch back? Okay.
Thank you, Your Honor.
And do you recognize where this is, Mr. Patterson?
Yes, I do.
Okay, and does that look like a clip from the survey?
That's what I thought. Yeah, she would be wearing blue and white. I don't remember. Hold on. It's day 2 right now. So we'll see tomorrow. Wonder what the elevator music was. Probably something awesome. But, good night, Nolly. I love you. Give the pillow some head and the sheets some ass. And have the sweetest dreams. I love you. I'll see you in a couple weeks. We got the gas money in the truck. So we're coming. Also, Johnny Depp has the band, the Hollywood Vampires or something. Anyway, they do a cover of a David Bowie song called Heroes. We could be heroes. He sings that song and he sounds just like David Bowie.
Surveillance video in the elevator at ECB?
Yes.
And does it accurately portray the scene?
When I don't know what you mean by scene.
Does it look like ECB, like the elevator at ECB?
Yes.
And is the quality a little bit grainy as well?
As it's displayed right now, yes.
And do the date and timestamps look accurate, like ECB keeps in the regular course of business?
Yes.
And could we please play the video so we can see who's getting on? And do you recognize those people getting on the elevator, Mr. Pattinson?
Yes, I do recognize Mr. Depp.
And is smoking permitted on LA at ECB?
No, it's not.
Let's do exhibit 8, please. Do you recognize this as ECB video footage?
Yes.
And do you recognize the men on the elevator?
As I previously mentioned, Mr. Depp only.
And do those date and timestamps look accurate?
Yes.
How would you describe Mr. Depp's movements on this elevator?
I'll use the description animated again.
Is he also swaying from side to side? Does this footage generally look like the footage that you preserved from 2016?
Yes.
Let's move to exhibit.
That's a song. That's the song right there. I don't know. This is Johnny Depp's lawyers.
And do you recognize this area?
Yes.
What is it?
This is the same shot that was previously shown, the mezzanine vestibule.
And is it shot from one of the ECB surveillance cameras?
Yes.
And does this look like one of the ones that was preserved since 2016?
It's
Yes.
his elevator.
And do the date and time stamps look accurate as far as you know?
Yes.
It's his fucking elevator.
And were you responsible for
man.
pulling this security footage generally?
Generally, yes.
And do you recognize the people in that video?
Excuse me. I do recognize Mr. Depp.
And what's Mr. Depp holding?
It appears to be a jacket
And how do you describe how he's holding it?
with his left hand.
And if we could please move to exhibit 11. And do you recognize this as ECB surveillance footage?
It might just be
And where
the
was that footage taken?
elevators.
This is back in the mezzanine vestibule between the building and the garage.
The last part, vestibule what?
Between the building and the garage.
And was this one of the videos that was preserved since 2016 by ECB?
I don't recall this specific clip, but yes, this is video that was preserved.
And do the date and time stamps look accurate, like they would be on ECB footage?
Yeah.
Do you recognize those people?
I recognize Mr. Depp.
And does Mr. Depp appear to be leaving the building?
That would be the pathway from the building into the garage.
And does this look like true and accurate footage from the ECB video surveillance preserved since 2016?
Yes.
Moving right along to exhibit 12, please. And where is this video, Mr. Patterson?
This video is the call box at the lobby entrance on Broadway.
And do you recognize that as security footage from one of the ECB surveillance cameras that's been preserved since 2016?
Yes.
And does the date and
Okay,
time
they're
stamp look
just trying
accurate
to
to you?
establish
Yes.
the
And move to exhibit 13, please.
exhibits.
And do you
They're trying to get their exhibits in through witnesses. That's what they're doing. These are just exhibit witnesses, so they don't really mean anything. These are exhibit witnesses. They're just trying to get their exhibits in. And they've got to be procured in a certain way. Like certain witnesses can bring in certain evidence that can be used at a different time, but it has to be authenticated. These are authenticating witnesses. That's what these depositions are. These witnesses are the foundations for the exhibits. They got to be authenticated. So they're foundation witnesses, pretty much, yeah.
Where this is?
See, I watch enough lawyers to know I am almost 98% sure I am right.
Yes.
Where?
This is in the main lobby of the building.
And does that look like a surveillance clip from one of the ECB surveillance cameras that's been preserved since 2016?
Yes.
And it says May 21st, 2016 at 20:53. Does that look like an accurate date and time stamp from the ECB footage?
Yes.
And that looks like a true and accurate copy of the surveillance that's been preserved?
Yes.
Moving to Exhibit 14, please.
Ooh, she's pretty.
You recognize this clip?
Yes.
And does it look like it's from one of ECB's security footage cameras that's been preserved since 2016?
Yes.
And where was this footage taken?
This is the shot of the front desk.
And would you agree that the footage is also a little bit grainy?
As it is displayed now, yes.
And do the date and timestamps look accurate to you?
Yes.
And do you recognize this as surveillance footage from one of the ECB cameras that's been preserved since 2016?
Yes.
Do you recognize either of the officers?
I recognize them as officers.
And does the date and timestamp look accurate as far as you know?
Yes.
Move to Exhibit 16, please. Does this also appear to be a ECB surveillance footage?
Yes.
And do you recognize that person who just left the elevator?
I do not.
And
It's not just to prove that they live there. It's to prove that this is the place that the footage is coming from because it was authenticated by the person who handles the footage. So he doesn't have to say what's going on the screen. He just has to say he knows it's that building because it's off his camera on his building that he manages. Something. Yes, something like that. Yeah, even if it's like just stupid, just stupid. Everything is stupid. But you know what? If you were in court, you would want it to be this stupid for you too. And it's stupid, but it has to be. It's stupid for everybody.
Does this generally appear to be one of the ones that have been preserved since 2016 at ECB?
Yes.
And as far as you know, does the date and time stamp look accurate?
Yes.
And for all of these clips that you've seen, they look.
Jerry Judge? Is it Jerry Judge? Jerry Judge. No, he's the dead one. Shit. Jerry Judge. That might be his name.
True and accurate copies of the footage that have been preserved?
These seem very grainy and slow to me, from what I remember. But these are taken from Eastern Columbia video cameras during this time.
And preserved since that time at ECB?
Correct.
And they were preserved in the same condition?
Yes.
Could we please pull up Exhibit 17? And do you recognize this as a clip from one of the ECB surveillance cameras that's been preserved since 2016?
Yes.
And as far as you know, is the date and time stamp accurate?
Yes.
And does that accurately portray the elevator scene at ECB?
Yes.
And can we move to Exhibit 18, please? But do you recognize this as ECB security footage that's been preserved at ECB since 2016?
Okay.
Yes.
And it looks like an accurate copy of what was preserved, as far as you know?
Okay.
As far as I know, yes.
And the date and time stamp, as far as you know, look accurate?
Yes.
Please move to Exhibit 19.
At
Know
the
whether
end
or
of
not
this,
these
I'm going to have
timestamps
to
are a few seconds
cut
off
it
here and
off,
there
okay?
or not?
I do believe there is a few second time discrepancy.
And do you know why there would be a few second time discrepancy? Or
I don't know the reason behind it now.
okay. And did you recognize that video clip as one of the videos that has been preserved at ECB since 2016?
Yes.
And does that appear to be an accurate copy of one of the surveillance copies that have been preserved?
Yes.
And as far as you know, that the date and time stamp is reasonably accurate, you know, with a couple seconds margin?
Yes.
And please move to Exhibit 20. And do you recognize this as one of the videos that have been taken at ECB, by a surveillance camera at ECB?
Yes.
And are these one of the videos that have been preserved by ECB since 2016?
Yes.
And as far as you know, within a few seconds, is that date and time stamp accurate?
As far as I know, yes.
And do those appear to be two officers leaving ECB?
Yes.
And move to Exhibit 21, please. Do you recognize where this is?
Yes.
And
Yep.
what does it look like to you?
This is the same shot from the kiosk camera outside of the lobby on Broadway.
Is it shot from one of the surveillance
sure.
cameras at ECB?
80% of that 90% was our family, jerk ass.
Yes.
And does that appear to be one of the clips that has been preserved by ECB since 2016?
No, you're not really a jerk ass, but I'm sure our family had a lot to do with that.
Yes.
And as far as you know, is the date and time stamp accurate as far as you know?
Yes.
Exhibit 22. Can we move to that, please?
You know, I talk a lot of shit about our family, but on some real shit, our family, a lot of our ancestors were some of the holy leaders that came over here. Some of the terrible ass God people, those were our family members.
And does this clip appear to be taken from one of the ECB security cameras?
Yes.
And which camera?
This is the lobby, one of the lobby cameras.
And does this appear to be one of the clips that was preserved at ECB since 2016?
Yes.
And as far as you know, is the date and timestamp accurate?
Yes, within a few seconds.
And were those two officers walking in this video?
Yes, those appear to be two.
I'm sure you
Or does it
could.
look like how the lobby? Does it look like
I'm sure you could. I was trying to say it wasn't our fault, but
how the lobby looks in the video surveillance preserved by ECB?
Yes.
Let's move to Exhibit 23. Do you recognize this as video footage taken from one of the ECB security cameras?
Yes.
And does this appear to be one of the clips that's been preserved by ECB since 2016?
Yes.
And as far as you know, are the date and timestamps accurate within a few seconds?
Yes.
And do those appear to be officers talking to the concierge?
Yes.
And move to Exhibit 24, please. And do you recognize this as video footage taken by one of the ECB security cameras?
Yes.
And was this one of the clips that were taken by ECB and preserved since 2016?
Yes.
And as far as you know, within a few seconds, are the date and timestamps accurate?
Yes.
Can we please go to Exhibit 27? And do you recognize this video?
okay.
As one of the videos from the ECB security footage that have been preserved since 2016 by ECB?
Yes.
As far as you know, is the date and timestamp accurate within a few seconds?
Calls for expert.
And move to Exhibit 28, please. Do you recognize this video as one of the ECB surveillance videos?
Yes.
And which surveillance video? Which part of the building?
This is the lobby.
Okay, and does this appear to be one of the clips that has been taken and preserved by ECB since 2016?
Yes.
And as far as you know, are the date and timestamps accurate within a few seconds?
Yes.
And do those look like two officers in the lobby to you?
Yes.
Move to 29. And do you recognize this video is taken from one of the ECB security cameras?
Yes.
And was this one of the clips that have been taken and preserved by ECB since 2016?
Yes.
And as far as you know, is the date and timestamp accurate within a few seconds?
Yes.
I mean, this appears to be an accurate copy of what was preserved.
Yes.
And move to Exhibit 30, please. And do you recognize this as footage taken from one of the ECB security cameras?
Yes.
And does this appear to be one of the clips that has been taken and preserved by ECB since 2016?
Yes.
And that appears to be an accurate copy of what was preserved.
Yes.
And as far as you know, is the date and timestamp accurate within a few seconds?
Yes.
May we please go to Exhibit 30? And do you recognize this as one of the video clips from ECB video surveillance?
Yes.
And is this the elevator camera?
One of, yes.
And do you recognize who's on the elevator?
It appears to be Amber.
And does this look like one of the video clips that have been taken and preserved by ECB since 2016?
Yes.
And as far as you know, within a few
If
seconds,
you
is the
guys
timestamp accurate?
find a stupid law
Yes.
in every
Can we just move
state,
to Exhibit 30?
we'll do one stupid law a day. So we'll do one stupid law a day. If somebody finds a stupid law for the day or whatever, we'll do it. One stupid law a night. So defying this stupid law. Like, what country or what state can't you do a doggy style in? No. Let's find out what state that is. Because there is some state that you cannot do it doggy style. It is against the law. I just don't know what state. It's it's Ohio. Man, I'd be screwed. I mean, in more ways than one.
31. And does this appear to be one of the video clips taken from the ECB security footage?
Yes.
And does this appear to be one of the clips that was taken and preserved by ECB since 2016?
Yes.
And as far as you know, are the date and time stamps accurate within a few seconds?
Yes.
And while we're waiting for someone to appear, do you recognize the person at the front desk, if you can see him? And do you recognize who's walking into the video now?
I do recognize that as Amber. I'm trying to get a facial recognition of the person at the desk.
Oh, you're taking so long for no reason.
Elias.
Do you know why Mr. Harrell can you see him now?
Yes.
And who's that?
His name is Cornelius.
Do you know why Mr. Harrell and Amber would be going around that corner?
The package room is around the corner.
And does this look like one of the video clips that's been preserved and taken by ECB since 2016?
Yes.
And does the date and time stamp look accurate within a few seconds as far as you know?
Yes.
And does this look like an accurate clip from the ECB footage?
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
I'd like to move this in as Exhibit 31 and move to Exhibit 32, please. And do you recognize who's walking through the picture in this video?
Yes.
Who is it?
Amber Heard.
And does this look like a video clip taken from one of the ECB surveillance cameras?
Yes.
And does this look like one of the videos that was taken and preserved by ECB since 2016?
Yes.
Do you think he gets his hair to do that with a comb or a brush? Because that's like a very loose at the bottom there. I don't know. Do you think he brushes his hair with a comb or with a brush? Because it looks like he brushes his hair with a brush. But it kind of looks like a comb. I don't know. What do you think?
And as far as you know, are the date and time stamps accurate within a few seconds?
Yes.
I'd like to move to Exhibit 33, please. And does this look like video footage taken from one of the ECB surveillance cameras?
Yes.
And does this look like one of the clips taken and preserved by ECB since 2016?
Yes.
And as far as you know, are the date and time stamps accurate within a few seconds?
Yes.
I'd like to move to admit this as Exhibit.
I'll be right back. One sec.
And recognize who's in this video right now?
Yes.
Who is it?
Amber Heard.
And where is she?
This is the service corridor outside of the package room.
Okay, and if we could please rewind the tape a little bit and see who Amber was with. Do you recognize that person?
Yes, that's Cornelius.
And what's his last name?
Powell? Errol?
And was he walking out? Where was he walking out from?
The package room.
Where is this in ECB?
This is on the main level service corridor.
And would you agree with me that this footage is also a little bit grainy?
Yes.
If you could please, I'd like to move to Exhibit 33. And if we could please move to Exhibit 34. And do you recognize this as one of the ECB security camera footage clips?
Yes.
And this appear to be one of the video footage clips taken and preserved by ECB since 2016?
Yes.
As far as you know, is the date and time stamp accurate within a few seconds?
Yes.
And do you recognize who's in this video?
It appears to be Amber Heard.
And do you know where this video is?
Can you expand on that?
Sure. Is it an elevator? In ECB?
Yes, it is.
And can we go back to that exhibit, please, just for a minute?
That is true, Ricky.
And can we go to roughly timestamp 18/22/26? Footage from one of the ECB cameras. Is it 30? A little bit fuzzy. Would you agree with me that the video footage here is a little bit grainy?
Yes.
And does it look a little bit fuzzy to you?
Yes.
And can we please move to Exhibit 35? And does this look like video footage from one of the ECB security cameras?
Yes.
And does this appear to be one of the clips that was taken and preserved by ECB since 2016?
Yes.
And as far as you know, did the date and time stamps look accurate within a few seconds?
Yes.
If we could please move to timestamp, say 18/41/29. And do you recognize who just walked in the elevator?
It appears to be Amber. I'm not sure who the gentleman is.
Does that
Here we
appear
go.
a little bit grainy to you?
As it's displayed now.
And if we could please move to exhibit, I think we're on 36. And does this appear to be footage from one of the security cameras at ECB?
Yes.
And who just walked through the footage?
Amber Heard and a gentleman.
And does this appear to be one of the clips that was taken and preserved by ECB since 2016?
Yes.
As far as you know, is the date, stamp, and time reasonably accurate within a few seconds?
Yes.
And would you agree with me that that also is a little bit grainy in that footage?
Yes, as it's displayed now.
And if we could please move to exhibit 37. And does this appear to be a video camera from one of ECB's video cameras?
Yes.
And does this appear to be one of the clips that was taken and preserved by ECB since 2016?
Yes.
And as far as you know, is the date and time stamp accurate within a few seconds?
Yes.
And did you recognize who walked through that video?
And a
Yeah.
gentleman.
And is this video also a little bit grainy?
But just stay up
Yes.
just a little bit longer, Ricky.
I'd like to move on to exhibit 37.
Literally, almost
And
over.
please move to exhibit 38. And does this appear to be a video taken
Like
from one of the
5
security cameras
minutes.
at ECB?
Yes.
And does this appear to be one of the clips that was taken and preserved by ECB since 2016?
Yes.
And as far as you know, is the date and time stamp accurate within a few seconds?
Yes.
And if we could, let's see, go to 22:56, please, timestamp wise. And do you recognize who's getting on the elevator?
I cannot see her face, but it appears to be Amber Heard.
And move to exhibit, this is 38, and then we can move to 39, please. Does this look like a true and accurate copy of or surveillance footage from one of the ECB cameras?
Yes.
And does this look like one of the clips that was taken and preserved in 2016 by ECB?
Yes.
And when I say by ECB, I mean either you or someone under your direction, like the contractor you spoke of. Is that your understanding?
Yes.
And I'd like to move this in as exhibit 39, please. And do you know who is working behind the desk in this video?
Yes.
Yeah.
Who's that?
Alex Romero.
Okay, can we move to exhibit 40, please? And does this appear to be a video from one of the ECB security cameras?
Yes.
And does this appear to be one of the clips that was taken and preserved by ECB since 2016?
Yes.
And as far as you know, is the date and timestamp accurate within a few seconds?
Yes.
I'd like to move this in as exhibit 40, please. And if we could go to timestamp 21/17/33, please.
Yeah. None of Johnny's lawyers like her. She has literally been trying. She sued him in England and he lost because the judge and shit was crooked in that trial. It was a whole thing in England when he sued the newspaper or something like that. And Johnny lost and Amber won because the judge got paid off, allegedly. But, I mean, he got paid off, allegedly. And so, this time, he's suing her. And his lawyers are all in because they've been dealing with this crazy bitch since she tried to kill him the first time.
And if we could move, oh yeah, thanks.
Allegedly tried to kill him. Nobody has said anything like that, but
And you recognize who's getting on the elevator?
But you guys didn't work
Yes.
this with me.
And who is
you
it?
guys might see me.
Amber, Rocky, and her sister Whitney.
And would you agree with me that the video footage is a little bit grainy in this?
Yes, as is displayed at the moment.
And does that date and timestamp look accurate within a few seconds as far as you know?
Yes.
And does that appear to be one of the clips that was taken and preserved by ECB since 2016?
Yes.
I'd like to move to admit that as exhibit 40, please. And move to 41, please.
All right, Council, could you pause it for a moment? Let's just go ahead and. All right, ladies and gentlemen, let's go ahead and take a 15-minute break till 4 o'clock, okay? All right, thank you. Great.
Okay. Shit. Yes. But UK's been doing it a lot longer than we have. But I am gonna stop that madness. I am going to come over here. Where are you at? Right here. Okay. I am going to tell you guys thank you for watching. Press like and subscribe. Come back tomorrow because we will be doing some more Bible and some more Johnny Depp and Amber Heard tomorrow evening. So make sure you come back and we will have good time. So until then, give your pillows some head and your sheets some ass and have the sweetest dreams ever. Love you so much. Good night. Bye.